screen. Have you seen my screen, please? Okay. So you guys can see my screen. Okay. So yeah, this is the pair that I'm talking about. So I still use my normal directional bias. I just hope that nobody is mistaking directional bias for whatever. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. As a matter of fact, it even helps you at the end of the day to give you your inducement disruption. It just keeps you in line with what you were supposed to do. Now if you check this pair, let's forget about directional bias first, then let's use our normal market structure to mark out our inducement and disruption. Firstly, we're going to get our inducement from this level here, and then this is their low. I'm using our normal advanced market structure. Then we're going to get our disruption from this low, and then this is the BOS right here. And then what again, after the disruption was taken out, this becomes the last high created. And this is it. So this does our normal inducement, and then what this is going to be both our inducement, everything. It's going to be what just changes the direction. Since your price created only one, we're not going to call it our disruption. This is just going to be our inducement, and when price takes it out, we just call this one structure. But inside of it, we will not just crown it as one structure yet, but this is like our normal. Could be a failed external, could be whatever, could even be a valid external, no problem. But at the same time, we just have to know what do we have, two internals here valid or three or something. I'm just like trying to tell you that this will just be what changes the whole trend from this downtrend it is now. But for now, it is still bearish. Now this is for our normal advanced market structure, and you know this is a ranging market. Now some people ask me, how do I know pairs to trade? It's very simple. Compare these things. I told you guys that QMRO doesn't work perfectly in a trending market. It works better in a ranging market. So this is a ranging market. Now let's go to our normal directional bias. Now let me clean this off. So in our advanced market structure, this pair is bearish. Now let's go for our daily directional bias to see if it is also bearish in our daily rejections. Now because that's how maybe you can get a very precise entry, since the trend is bearish and you want to take just sales, so you look out for like sales rejection. So let me clean this off. Or should I just leave it? Should I leave it? Let me see how if it will look dirty on 1 hour first. Is it looking dirty? If it's not going to confuse you guys, sure. Okay, let me just leave it there first and then explain something. Now there's another thing you can use to take note of price changing trend in this higher time frame directional bias. Anytime you see that, okay, let's use these two candles here as example. Anytime that you see price create just two candles like this, and then they have the first candle as the bullish candle, and then the next candle is bearish candle, but let me take this off, but that bearish candle that formed, the high swept this previous candle like this. It swept this previous candle like this. I'm using this in cases where you did not see any rejection. I think somebody has asked me this, that in cases where we did not see rejection here, but then the price is moving like this, what do we do? If we create this candle first and then the next one, then this one here closes above this one, that's like, you know, a normal market sweep now, candle sweep. Now it sweeps this previous candle. This is still going to be considered as like a rejection, but in a better terms it's called like a sweep. And now it is an indication of a downtrend, a potential downtrend rather. Now you can remember that this is our inducement in that 1 hour time frame. You can see price took out the disruption, and then what, it went back to sell from where the resistance. Now most things I do teach you guys is based on my personal study. Do you understand? Like this thing I'm explaining now is based on my own personal study. Now you can see that now it came back where here to, because the nearest point of interest it could see is where this guy here, and that's where he rejected from, and then it started selling, and we had this other entries to continue from. Do you understand? And then the last rejection that we had is this Friday. No, this is Friday. No, the rejection was on Thursday, so this I traded it on Friday. So this, but before then, let me use this one. You can see this rejection here. This is Wednesday's rejection. Once it's 12 now, my family, my extended family, everybody will just start calling me. It might start disrupting the class, so you guys will just manage with me in case, because I have like some relatives around, in case they like come to like shout a happy birthday and all of that. So now we had this as the first rejection. Let's take note of this guy first here. I don't want to join this guy with this candle. What do I do? And I want it to be very obvious. Let me change the color so that people at the back will understand. That's too thick. Okay, let me go to like the 4 hours to see what we have there. So this the candle. That's why I don't want it to disturb us before. Let's go back. Okay. So we have our rejection, daily reject, daily, and then we have our 4 hours breakout right here. Now the reason why I usually preach that use a time frame, an entry model where they work best is so that even in that rejection, and then if you want to enter from like 4 hours, you still know where to enter from. Do you understand me? Like even when you want to enter like from the 4 hours, you still know where are we entering from, like stuff like that. Now you know, remember I told you guys that you can enter from the 4 hours, and this is what, like, this is the 4 hours rejection, the 4 hours breakout, right? Now if we calculate this, now we can also use like a QMR somewhere from like this, your choice. But me, I don't enter from the 4 hours. They say that 4 hours is like really tiny, and I know that okay, if I had gone to use the lower time frame, it's still going to like give me the same thing. And aside that, A 4 hours rejection is not enough to get an entry. Like a 4 hour rejection is not enough. Like you just see your rejection of 4 hours and then you want to like pick an entry like here. No, you know me very well. I don't do that. So basically, the best way to approach it is, if for example, okay, let's use this guy here. Let's say we had like a rejection here. I'm very certain that this rejection did not have a breakout in 1 hour. If it did, this candle would have come down a bit. That candle would have come down a bit, like very obvious. Would have like come down a bit. This is where it touched. This should be it. So this should be like the breakout. So now let's go back to the 4 hours to get another rejection. I hope you guys are hearing me. Let me check. I'm trying to see if okay you can hear. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, let's continue then. Then we have our then a rejection occurred luckily at this level here. One thing about this is it teaches you patience. You see that patience that you guys refuse to have for inducement and disruption, this one is forcing it on you. I remember when I explained inducement and disruption to you guys, some people will enter at inducement, but ever since I introduced the directional bias storyline and all of that, I've seen that most of you are really, really patient right now. Like your name is Patience Ozoko Abi, what's her name? Oh god. So we had our rejection, our breakout here on the 1 hour. Then as you know, my favorite entry model came arrow right here. And then I also told you guys that you can also use QM arrow if you find it at the extreme. So you can also use open close. Yeah, for example, if an open close shows, if this open close, this one here had showed in this angle here, and it gives a better SL than QM arrow, fine. Also in the inverse, if the inverse too gives a better, like this one now, look at the inverse here. Did this give a line there? Let me check. No, there was no line there. There was no line there. So I think the perfect entry here is this QM arrow. And then that was this cell just here. Those that take profit I want to throw her out. And then 1 2 3 still holding. Till the new market. Though the trade is very stressing, like really stressing. You can see this thing mess with your head, like real bad. But as you can see that it's still aligned with whatever we had here. So it's not like you are learning new one, you are forgetting your old one. No, I can never come to teach you something that complicates what you have learned before. In short, I cannot even see it on the chart. Remember I told you guys that how do I learn these things? First of all, by studying on my own, and then I see them happen repeatedly, and then on my own I decide to like research more on it. Does it have a name? Who is the founder of it? Because I'm very certain that it may not be me. So if I do that, I may come across a YouTube video, somebody talking about it, but I'm not really good at YouTube videos, and then I don't mind paying for a like one class with the owner of the YouTube that maybe understands it better, or the tutor or something. Do you understand? Don't get me wrong. That's why I always say learning never ends. Even me, there are people that are better than me 1 billion times, and I will never put my shoulder up to say that I will never want to improve myself. There's always room for improvement, and that room will never get occupied. That's the truth. So you see that we are still in line with this. Now let's go. Today is what? Today is on the chart. Today is Giving Monday. Let me check the daily time frame. The new candle must have formed. You can see 22 hours to go. You can see that even the previous candle is still, the previous candle was this. I don't know why this open this gap here, but like the gap is too much. But this would have been like a still a normal open close, and you know this previous candle here is still going to show a rejection in this open close, which is still giving us a bearish direction. Now for that GER 40, I gave a directional bias for last week. It went as I explained. I gave a directional bias. I was telling that person, why are you selling? Why are you buying? And if you check, the sales I analyzed was what played out. So simple. Do you understand? It's not like to complicate. I'm trying my best to simplify what we already know for us without having to complicate it. Do you understand? So if there is any question you do not, this is the only trade I took. So if there's any question you have, please just do well to ask your question. Let's do one or two before it's time. Let's see. Happy birthday to future CEO. Shout out to you. What class is this? Evolution. Shout out to you. Okay, somebody asked, can the breakout to 1 hour be dual SBR in a downtrend? Yes, it can. It can. Yes, it can. Ask all your questions in the general, but TLS 1.0 asks in the setup and analysis. Every other person asks in general. TLS 1.0 asks in setup and analysis. I'll be reading your questions. Thank you. Every other person in general. It will be hard for one to get 3 setups in one pair, trading only higher time frame buyers. Why? Hard K. Hard for one to get 3 setups in one pair. Is it like 3 setups in a day? If you want to get 3 setups in a day, it's very simple. Though it's not a very good approach, but since you have already gotten your directional bias, what you can just be using is 4 hours rejection entry, 4 hours rejection entry. But how many 4 hours do we have in a day? That should be your understanding. Or just use the normal way. Follow up with SBI and IOBS with your initial entry, like that. I'm answering you, King's Tech. Please ask your question. If you are still having issues technically, do well to please ask your question. I am here to answer you, please. Anybody that cannot comment on the group, ask your question in my DM. I'll read it out. My DM on Telegram. Thank you. Please don't be asking questions in my DM on WhatsApp. Sometimes I'm not even the person handling it, so I might not even see it. What's the difference between QMR and QML? I explained this before in like the previous market review. I told you guys that QMR is reversal. All of them are all QML, Quasimodo levels, and then we have the QMC, which is the continuation. Yep. I gave some few examples. I think that should be last 2 weeks market review section. Please revert back to that. Thank you. Yes, I'm recording. Okay, somebody was asking, is the rejection red or black? She dropped a chat on VIX 25. Your rejection is the red. If that place you put is actually your okay, you're asking about your breakout. If that place you put is your rejection, then your breakout is the red. Yes. Okay. When you have 4 hours rejection but price comes back to invalidate it with full body, what should be your next move? If you have not already gotten like your lower time frame entry and price comes back to invalidate your rejection, your trade is still valid if price creates another rejection. You know, the thing is, price needs to, okay, let's use this guy here as example. Can this fit? I think I saw something like that. I think there's something like that. Okay, this was where we had something like that. Yes. Okay, yeah. Now look at where this thing is now. This right here is our breakout, and then we had a rejection at this level. We could call this level our normal support that became a resistance, and then we had this rejection here. Now you can see that price did not break out in the lower time frame, that's 1 hour, to give us our sell point of interest, but at the same time price later came back to invalidate with the body, but then later gave us another rejection here. So as long as you are entering from your lower time frame, so if the criteria are not fully met on your lower time frame, you are free to use the next rejection, which was this one that later played out here that we entered from. Now if you observe something, you'll see that even after this 4 hours rejection, price still, after this entry we got here, price still used this open close here to still give us another sell. This open close here, you can see it, to give us another sell point of interest. This is an open close, and is only the one that cannot be taking open close here. Oh, don't go and quote me. You cannot take open close here. It's always the extreme one that after it is like the invalidation. Emmanuel Lazarus said, when using this particular entry model, do you consider inducement and disruption? Yes, I explained everything here, and I still talked about inducement and disruption. This is it, CSF. I still talked about it. Yes. Miracle Michael, is it Michael or Michael? My question is more on broker versus MT5. Most of the times the chart is different from that on MT5. In this case, what can you do? Okay, what I do is that I use forex.com because their charts are more precise. I don't even know that this thing I'm even using is 8 cap. Forex.com is better than what I'm seeing here. I think maybe forex.com will even have some of this gap. I use forex.com as my broker. Now after comparing one or two things, I had to leave 8 cap. But then over time I have observed that it's not even in NAS here, is not even correct comparing it to, it's not corresponding, rather, when I try to compare it with MT5. So what I do is, after getting my analysis, I then use MT5 to do that same analysis there and get my entry based on that MT5. So now I'm having, if that MT5 gets invalidated, there's always a chance that even that trading view 2 might get invalidated. So I just use the both of them at the same time. For that what will I see before I can take a trade like a confirmation? Take a trade like a confirmation, how? Is it confirmation to enter from lower time frame or what? Please, what's your name? Abundance, specify what you mean. Let me go on to the other one before. Can breakout on 4 hours be a dual key level? Yes. Can be both dual and series. Chinon so said, please Sabi girl, apart from the open close type of rejection on the daily, which other rejection type are we looking for before we go into? Yeah, you can use your normal resistance become support become resistance. You can use open close, inverse open close, QM arrow, just your normal key levels. When you see them, they can also reject in that daily. What's your name? Caleb. Please, if the breakout happens on the 4 hours before the close of the daily candle, do I wait for a new breakout or just use the initial break? Please, if the breakout happens on the 4 hours before the close of the daily candle, do I wait for a new break or just use the initial break? You can use that break that occurred if let's say if we have a breakout and then the breakout was already forming before price finish its rejection on that, like this daily cycle completed. Yeah, your breakout is still correct. Please, I came across a setup on NAS 100 using the high traffic bias and key levels. I appreciate. Does KML work in training market as well or only in ranging market? QM arrow, reversal, QML, Quasimodo level. All of these are Quasimodo levels. QMC for the continuation of it. So the open close is more higher probability when it's at the extreme. And does it apply to all time frame or just hour 4? No. The open close is if you want to use it as an entry from like 1 hour or so. I'm not talking about the rejection of it. For rejection, the open close can appear anywhere and you can use it. It can appear anywhere and you can use it for if you are looking out for rejection. I'm talking about if you are looking out for entry, because where will your SL be? Even if open close appear here, you can use it from here as long as you get your rejection. But if it appears like here for entry, you can use it. That's what I'm trying to say. If the 4 hours rejection was a mid-century with a few pips, let's say 2 pips, can we consider it as a rejection? Wait for another 4 hours candle to reject. There's nothing like missed rejection. No, let's not deceive ourselves. Let me tell you something. There's this thing that I heard somebody say. He said that the market will always show you what you want to see. If in your own head the market is bearish, you can do all your analysis and the market will convince you that it's bearish. Why? Because it wants to show you what you want to see, not what is right. So there is nothing like missed entry rejection. If you no reject, you no reject. There's nothing like missed, like this thing that they are saying on X. Price is not too slow to come to your SL, neither is it too slow to come to your entry. So all those missed entry, missed this, missed that, there's nothing like that. If it wants to happen, it will happen. If it doesn't want to happen, it's not meant to be. So there is no missed rejection. Just wait for price to reject. This our brother Chidera say, can I show him how to spot a valid ROBS and SBR? This one is our class of since like April. We have even, don't you attend the sections, because so now it's going to just take our time to answer other questions. But since it's my birthday coming, I've said I will answer everybody. So let me just help our brother. So Chidera, please pay attention. In 5 minutes, I'm going to explain everything. Let me just 3 minutes. So now we have resistance. We have resistance. We have support. Now we have a failed resistance gives birth to a support, which is that thing you called ROBS. This is how to spot it. arrow, reverse resistance, BS becomes support. The same thing here, a failed support becomes a resistance, SB arrow. Simple as that. Then he said for QM arrow, now it's just like the other one, it's just going to be a failed RBS and a failed SB arrow. A failed resistance that became a support is now going to be a sell QM arrow. Likewise, this failed will become a buy. As simple as that. Okay, Ray was saying, really, Sabi girl, really confusing. Can anyone tag me to rejection video or something? I don't think I understand since I missed some things while I was away. Apart from the open close, like I answered that guy before. That's Chinonso's question. I said your normal key levels can be rejected on. We just need to see a rejection at either of your key levels: RBS, SBRO, QMRO, inverse, open close itself. So let me take from the other class before it gets to 12. Will the group still be open after the class ends? Every other part of the groups will be shut down except the setup and analysis and the achievement. Now the achievement will still be open because, of course, even after the mentorship ends, you are still on your own view. If you decide to still post your result, you are still under the brand. You learned from me. Glory to God. Then setup analysis is because you guys still need the community to put your heads together. Your friends are still here, so no need breaking your communication. Cheesy, I cannot pronounce your name. Let me just use your surname. WOKG. We have done that before. We have done that. The process of taking trades through directional bias is just going to take our time. Even this thing I explained here is the process as well. It's a step-by-step process. This thing I did here is a step-by-step process. Is it good to check what weekly time frame is doing before starting on daily? Yes, for a new week, for a new month, for a new day. Yes. Yeah, you can. It's still the same process. If you are using weekly time frame, where you're going to look out for your breakout is your daily. So you see, Miracle Michael, can you drop a chat example of that equation? The one you said that your breakout is usually the first breakout on the 4 hours, whether it be series or dual. Drop your equation for that. See, let me tell you one thing about this breakout here. I don't take, if the rejection happened here, now let me show you two types. If the rejection happened here and the last candle is here, this is my breakout, fine. If price comes back here, I'm going to take it as my breakout, no problem. But if the rejection happened here and another candle occurred here, and then we have another candle too here, there's no how this can be. It is the last one that was created before the rejection. Now you can see the difference between these two candles. You can see the difference between this one here and this one. You can see that this one rejected, and then we already had this one here and we broke out. Then this one rejected, it did not break out this one, and then it was just this one. So people will now use this one as breakout. No, the breakout should occur, the candle that will break out should occur before the rejection. So like this good can be seen as our normal dua. Like this bad, miracle. That's your answer. Okay, when you have somebody say when you have 2 to 3 breakout, price coming back for the rejection, which should we wait for price? I don't understand. When you have 2 to 3 4 hours breakouts and price is coming back for the rejection, should we wait for price to reject only any one of them? Okay, you just wait whichever of them. There's no specific one. When you have 2 to 3 4 hours breakout, how do you have 2 to 3 4 hours breakout? There can only be one, and then after it breaks out, it has broken out. I should explain what I mean on breakout on 4 hours. I just did. I this thing I did there is an example. This one I did there is an example. Just please, just use this person's answer as your own answer as well. So it's 1 minute to my birthday. I think
Oh, happy birthday! How are you?
I'm fine.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sabi girl. Hip hip hip.
Hooray!
You know what I'm talking.
I'm coming. Okay, that's fine.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So the public holiday has begun. Okay. Oh God, thank you, Jesus Christ. So we're going to stop here for tonight. I told you guys we're going live on TikTok. So when I paste the link, share it to your family, to your friends, everybody. So we're going to stop here tonight. The moderator will post the video tomorrow. And we're going live on TikTok. So just get ready, get your data, get ready. We thank God for life. We thank God. God will help us in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much, and see you in the next section. Yes, about the back testing that's going to come after this coming, because the mentorship is going to end, I think, after this coming after next week. It's supposed to end this May. I gave the whole of June again, so I'm going to give till 2nd week of July before we end. So that's 1 month and 2 weeks extra I put on top. So we're going to have the back testing as the last. So the last class, that's going to be it. So thank you so much, and I love you all. God bless you, and have a lovely and profitable week.